Hello everyone. This is time for episode 230. We are 230 episodes deep into Top for Glory. Whole bunch of hours removed off of so much fucking wrestling. We are 12 years. Actually, this is the one that matters. The only thing that matters is 230 episodes of Top for Glory, and the only thing that matters here is we are 12 years to the day to one of the greatest factions to never be in WWE. We are 12 years, 4 leaders, 5 leaders deep. We are here to celebrate. Bullet Club Day on one of the most important days. You know, I can't just celebrate Bullet Club Day. I just can't celebrate one of my favorite tournaments one of my favorite tournaments in the world. So across the board, I can't do it by myself, guys. When it comes to a tournament, when it comes to just about any big show, I need a guest. And today, normally, before you were Tommy Impact, then you were Tommy TNA, then I don't know how many nicknames you got. But today there's Tommy BTBC, but today you are Tommy Best of the Super Juniors. Hello, Tommy. How you doing, man?
Man. This is my favorite time of year, Digma. We got Super Juniors right around the corner. Which is, like you said, one of our favorite tournaments, if not our favorite tournament of the year. So yep. I'm excited. It's what is this, my third time for the Super Juniors on now, I think?
Yeah, baby, this is your second, third time, because I remember you were with me for Junior Tag League.
Yep, I remember that. So at this point, Chad, it's pretty much tradition. So you guys should hopefully see me every year for this time. But yeah, man, I'm super excited to get into it. Yeah, let's do it.
Before we dive headfirst into it, I got to talk about it. Happy Bullet Club Day, guys!
What a day it is! Yes, happy Bullet Club Day. Happy Bullet Club Day. Happy House of Torture being kicked out of Bullet Club as well.
Of course, happy no more House of Lamos, no more Evo Jack and Bullet Club, none of that. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. What does Bullet Club have to do with Best of Super Juniors? And no, not just that Clark Connors is in this, but long story short for you guys, formerly known as Prince Devitt, now Finn Balor, he was the biggest threat once he formed Bullet Club. And he went on undefeated to win Best of Super Juniors.
One of the more impressive Super Juniors tournament run, really, of anybody, to be honest with you. So shout out to Finn.
When it comes to Bullet Club and its impact on the wrestling world, I might even say there might not even be an AEW without Bullet Club.
Yeah. I mean, Bullet Club really did, probably even without really knowing, Bullet Club really did change wrestling. If you want to recommend it or not, it did change wrestling. It had a huge impact on how wrestling looks today, honestly. So shout out to Prince Devitt and shout out to Bullet Club and shout out to New Japan for keeping that thing up and running for as long as they have been,
12 years. Goddamn.
That is a long ass time.
So before we talk about the best of the Super Juniors, I'll just ask the big question. Tommy, what is your favorite version of Bullet Club?
Well, outside of, obviously, a lot of people would think that I'm going to say the Kenny Omega time frame or whatever, just because of how much of a Kenny Omega fan I am. But as you guys can see by this lovely profile picture here, I have the Jay White era of Bullet Club. And the only reason why I think that this one is one of my favorites is because, at least for me, this was really, honestly, I think this is probably for his career as well. But he was one of those guys that honestly took over New Japan, Grand Slam champion over there. New Japan doesn't really give, to them, the foreigners, that type of glory. And Jay White was able to achieve that glory. And guess what faction was a part of? The Bullet Club. Also during this time, as you can also see in that lovely picture up there, there's a guy in that corner, Ishimori, who was also in this lovely Super Juniors tournament this year again. But at this time as well, he was, in cahoots and in and out of that new that IWGP junior heavyweight division quite frequently. And I have to thank Jay White for that, honestly. I mean, he made Bullet Club one of the hottest things while he was there, and it really showed for everybody else, you know. So it's just one of those things. I think Jay White's one of my favorite leaders ever.
That's a good summary, man. Honestly, I think my favorite either has to go for the AJ Styles era or the Jay White era, just because they both do exactly what I love in factions. It's a very everyone eats mentality. When you look at the AJ Styles era, you're not just looking at AJ Styles winning the IWGP World Title. When you see that, you see the Good Brothers with the IWGP World Tag Team titles. You're seeing Bad Luck Fale with the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. You're seeing the Young Bucks with the IWGP Junior Tag title. You're seeing Kenny Omega with the IWGP Junior title. Same thing with same thing with Jay White's era, 2019. We had the Guerrillas of Destiny and Taiji Shimori holding down the trios titles. We saw God winning both IWGP and ROH tag titles in MSG. We got Jay White winning both IWGP early in the year, and then later on in the year winning the IC title. Ishimori winning the junior title at Wrestle Kingdom that same year. Again, it's an everyone eats mentality. And that's what I love in a great leader.
Regardless if you're a face or a heel, that's important.
Of course, and I can give credit where credit is due. David Finlay is doing a very similar job in what I like in a faction.
I'm not gonna lie, Chad. If you guys remember a few years ago, well, maybe not that long ago, obviously, but last time I was on here, I think I had some interesting words for David Finlay. I think at the time that's what I was calling him. Yes. He's definitely done a lot since then. So I have retracted those harsh statements, and I'm actually very happy with how David Finlay has been handling Bullet Club. I mean, not creating Gabe Kidd, but again, him being the leader during the time Gabe Kidd is becoming who he is today, that's gonna help David Finlay when we all look back at all the Bullet Club leaders. So I will salute David Finlay. I see what you're doing now, man, and I'm sorry, but
but Bullet Club aside, we're here for a reason. We're here for predictions. We're here to talk about best of the Super Juniors, and normally kick it off with Block B, but let's start it off with Block A. To start us off with Block A, we've got Wato. I'm still not calling him Master Wato. We've got Wato. We've got I Hope You Don't Win, Hiromu Takahashi. We've got Kushida. I don't know where he is, whether it's Impact, TNA, New Japan. I don't know. We've got one half of Ichiban, Sweet Boys, and Kosei Fujita. We got maybe he's still part of Pro Wrestling Noah, but we've got Ninja Mac. We've got Robbie X Stream. We got the Fireball, Akira Francesco. We've got a comment. We've got the man with whiskey. He's probably like everyone's uncle at the cookouts. He's Kanemaru. We have Dragon Gate, Dragon Dia, and we've got a special appearance for.
That's my dog for real.
For Clark Connors.
Decent block. Nothing too crazy. Decent block, though.
Now, just like the years before, we're going to start a little bit backwards. I want to start off with Dragon Dia, which a lot of people, from the moment they saw him, first thing they said was, that's Japanese Darby Allin. And
I can see it.
You know, I was curious about Dragon Dia. I thought to myself, maybe, just maybe, this guy's going to shock me. He's going to wow me. And he did do that. He didn't get a point last year, but I did tell myself, I want to see this guy in more. Now, if only they had him for more tours, but hey, Best of Super Juniors is one of the best tournaments, so more Dragon Dia is enough for me.
I kind of agree. I'm pulling up last year's results too, because I know we had some people that was there last year. I just wanted to kind of refresh my memory of exactly how it all fell down last year. But as far as Dragon Diaz go, man, I'm big on I'm just very he's solid. He's cool. I mean, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Dragon Dia, but I'm also not a hater of Dragon Dia. There's nothing I can really critique as far as in ring or anything like that. I think you hit it right on the head when you compared him to Darby Allin, to be honest with you. I think that was well said. So it's kind of how I feel about Dragon Dia.
Yeah, I can't wait till at the end part where we do the who would you like to add, but that's later down the line. Then we've got no longer part of Bullet Club, representing House of Torture, Kanemaru. And
yes, no longer a part of anything. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one short and simple. Someone got to eat the pins. Y'all know that's my favorite thing to say. Someone got to eat the pins in the block, and I think that's once again. I think that is why he is here.
yeah, I think Kanemaru's gonna come close than usual, just because as I watch Kanemaru matches, one of my favorite things to say when I'm watching like an older wrestler, someone that's like like 45 and up, is if they were like 10 years younger, I could probably see them like winning a tournament or winning a title. Like I could see Kanemaru winning a Best Super Juniors if he was like 12 years younger. Now I do know that Kanemaru is a Pro Wrestling Noah guy, or he was an All Japan guy. So maybe that's another reason behind age. Just like, yeah, we're not going to put the rocket on you. But I think we kind of kept it short and simple for Kanemaru.
Age should play a big part in it.
What was that, Tommy?
Say that one more time.
I said that we pretty much kept it short and simple for Kanemaru.
Yeah, I just don't see a lot. I mean, could be a couple pins he can get in this block, but I just don't see.
He's definitely getting a couple.
Looking at everyone else, and I just don't see where. Yeah. It's just as far as like a deep run, I just don't see where he can accomplish that with this block. But
let's move on to representing Bullet Club War Dogs. He is a former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion, currently the Defiant World Champion. The Wild Rhino, or as I like to always say, Diet Cowboy shit, Clark Connors.
Shout out the Bullet Club. But again, so I just was able to pull up last year's results, as I kind of see. Clark was obviously in it last year. He ended 4-5. He ended with 8 points last year, according to Fightful.
He put on one of my favorite matches with Despy in the tournament.
That is a fact. That is a fact. As far as that goes, I think this is one of those runs where Clark finally gets over the hump. Now again, we'll get to the predictions. I won't specify, but again, he scored 8 points last year, and I'm a low key say he may go over that this year. And that's all. I'm gonna leave it at that because we'll get to the predictions and everything, but it's kind of how I'm feeling.
Great part of the predictions. Who knows? Clark ended with 8 last year. Who knows? Maybe he ends with 10 this year.
Right.
Honestly, the way I feel about Clark right now, this dude has hella momentum. This dude put on a banger of a no DQ match with Despy. I can't get enough of that. If we're getting Despy versus Clark round 3 somewhere down the line, I'm all for it. Clark, though, is a wild rhino where he has nothing but challengers, and he's going to run through most of them. But all of them, we'll have to swing back when it comes to finals. But next, we have the Fireball, the I forgot what's Crown of Fire, Akira Francesco, representing United Empire. And there's a lot of shit going on around United Empire, but we're still going to stay positive.
There is actually a lot of shit going on over there in United Empire. I'm not gonna lie, but like you said, we're gonna stay positive. And I am a big Akira fan. I think he's one of those guys. Last year he scored 4 points. He went 2-7, which I'm gonna be honest. There is no way he ends around that same place to me this upcoming year. I think this is one of those times where you don't have to give him like. I think it's time for someone like Akira to get rewarded a little bit. I know he was the tag champs for a very long time, and all other stuff was in that little mingle with the War Dogs when they first got
Hey, Tommy, you're cutting out a lot.
I think it's just one of those times where we reward him as a. Oh.
Oh, no, I hear you clearer now.
Okay, sweet. I said Akira. I think Akira finished. He finished with 4 points last year. It's just I think it's one of those years where he's gonna be well above that. I think he's gonna have one of the bigger, I guess, improvements if you're going based off of last year and just in terms of how he scored in the tournament. I think he's gonna score very well this year. Last year though he wasn't a tough block. Looking back at it, but I think this year with how block A is, I think it's a little more favorable for Akira. So that's how I feel.
Definitely say Akira looks like he has a bigger fighting chance here than he did the previous year. And personally, I think we're gonna need some like new top level junior heavyweights. For quite some time, you know, we've relied on the Hiromus and the Despis and the Ishimoris. I think it's time, you know, we add, you know, they just added, you know, Doki, but previously injury. But when it came to like top level junior heavyweights, you know, Doki was in there, and I think now's the time where we also add Akira in this. So maybe by the time we hit finals, maybe one of us has made a compelling argument. Maybe we've changed the ideas of one another, and maybe we'll go, you know, maybe Akira can go finals. But that's only after we've ran through everybody, because next is representing Bullet Club as well, Robbie Extreme.
This one's a little. He's interesting to me because I'm not too familiar with Robbie X. I've seen some clips here and there. So for me, this Super Junior run is going to be really just me just getting used to Robbie X. Again, I'm not too familiar, but I know who he's with. I know what faction he's with, so you know I got to pay attention. I got to pay attention. But I'm excited to see Robbie X. I love seeing new guys new guys to me show off in this tournament. So I'm excited to see what they where they place them. Was that
Any better?
Yeah. I was about to say, I thought that was my internet. I went and like refreshed all my pages and stuff, but yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, we're good now. We're good. Little technical difficulties right there for a second. But what were you saying about Robbie Extreme?
Yeah. So he's a little newer to me. I haven't seen him in ring too often. But
dude,
I like
Ishimori, dude. They are killing it.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
That makes me happy.
Robbie and Ishimori. I think, without fail, I can finally say that Ishimori is probably one of like the greatest junior heavyweight tag teams competitors out there. Because how many partners have they given this man? They've given him Robbie Eagles. They've given him El Phantasmo. They gave him Robbie X. Like, this dude is just waiting to collect the junior tag titles with anybody.
Do you think he has a real good chance with Robbie X this time around? Do you think he has a real good chance with Robbie X this time around to capture those titles?
But the bigger picture here is, can Robbie X do amazing in Best of Super Juniors? And I think the answer is yes.
I agree. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
If I had one wish, it would be, I know they have working relations with WWE right now, but find some way, somehow to give me Robbie X in at least 10 X Division style matches, 10 Ultimate X matches, because this man, I understand that the X to him believes in Extreme, but to me, I'm seeing Robbie X Division.
I like that. I love that, actually. I love that. I love it. And why not? TNA needs some help. I love that. I love that.
And then, as we're, talking about some high flyers, someone that was so captivating to me last year to now, Ninja Mac.
this guy is insane in ring, if I'm being honest with you. The ability this guy has just flying around the ring, and you know who it's weird because they're not the same, but I enjoy watching Ninja Mac. Like I get the same feeling watching Ninja Mac and believe it or not, Ray Phoenix. For some reason, I get the same excitement, the same feeling when I watch each of those guys wrestle. So Ninja, and I honestly think Ray Phoenix is one of the. He's actually an underrated luchador, which is crazy because I feel like he's well respected, but I feel like he's a little bit more he deserves, in my opinion, in the grand scheme of things. And again, I think Ninja Mac is one of those guys that is also a little underrated.
I completely agree.
So it's just I'm excited to see him again. He was in the tournament last year. Scored 8 points last year, and I'm excited to see him in it again. I'm gonna be honest. I see him around the 8-point range again, but that does not mean he's not gonna bring the excitement and bring some exciting spots to this tournament. So that's what I love Ninja Mac. So I'm happy to see him again.
I remember seeing Ninja Mac versus on his final day versus Drilla Maloney, and dude got Drilla killered so hard like they counted him out.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times I don't really care for a count out victory because there's always like some silly shenanigans such as you're both fighting and you're not really paying attention to the ref, or you're too far from the ring to make the count. When I watched that match, and Ninja Mac does one of the most spectacular planchas or suicide dives, and Drilla catches him and delivers a Drilla killer, and I'm pretty sure like the ref is like at least 11 right now. Drilla doesn't even bother. He's just like, fuck this. Gets back in the ring, and he just looks at a lifeless Ninja Mac.
Yeah.
Just waits for the 20 count. Like, not even gonna bother.
He said, I'm not gonna keep dealing with this guy. This guy, he does too much in the ring.
Like, I'm getting real tired of this guy. But unfortunately, no Drilla Maloney in Best of Junior. But G1 notifications on for that. But Ninja Mac here, I am ready for it, and I need to see all of him. I need to see Ninja Mac versus. I don't know how to say his name properly. He's like the newest member of United Empire. He's actually their first luchador.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but don't let me pronounce his name.
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But like, yeah, Ninja Mac.
I literally just watched a clip from him. Yeah,
dude, I watched him versus Despy, and I'm like, why isn't he in Best of Super Juniors? That
oh yeah, I think I probably watched it on your Twitter. I think so. I felt like someone literally tweeted that exact like verbatim. Why isn't he in Super Juniors? And that was the clip I saw, and I thought we tweeted it or something. But
yeah, that might have been me then. That might have been me then, because I've been asking like, wait, time out. Why hasn't screw it, I'm looking up his name.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through Twitter right now. I'm trying to find that clip again because it had his name in it.
Templario. So that was his name, and
okay.
I watched him versus Despy, and I'm just like, why isn't he in Best of Super Juniors? Like, I need this guy. I need Templario versus Ninja Mac. If it's not today, if it's not tomorrow, if it's not next week, somewhere down the line, and I don't care whether it's a New Japan ring or a CMLL ring, I don't care. Give me that match though. I'm all about that lucha shit.
Me too. Let's do it. Fuck it.
But now let's transition into representing the Mighty Don't Kneel, TMDK, former IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion, the youngest IWGP Junior, the youngest IWGP Junior Champion at all, Kosei Fujita.
I'm a big fan of this guy. I think Fujita is awesome. I think he has a great look. I think he's I feel like he's one of those guys that currently is like consistently improving in ring as well. I don't know if it's my biasness or whatever, but Fujita gotta go far, man. He scored 6 last year. I'm gonna tell you right now, if he does it again, New Japan, I might be a little upset. Just saying.
If he goes 6 points, or if he goes like even like 8 points, that's okay for me, because there were a lot of former IWGP Junior heavyweight champions in this block, and Kosei is the Japanese young punk of TMDK. And if I were Kosei and I don't win the tournament, I'm just gonna say, hey, just saying, I beat about a good 3-4 former junior champs here.
Yeah.
And that alone, I would be on my toes if I was junior champ. Because if he can beat like 3-4 formers, what do you think he could do against the current?
Exactly.
But again, still shocked that him and Robbie Eagles lost the junior tag titles.
Yeah, I wanted them to hold it a little bit longer. I did, but
Hey man, you can always win it another time. There's people out here winning world titles 17 times anyways.
yeah.
But speaking of winning a lot, next we have a junior heavyweight OG, the professor, if you will. A great submission specialist, Kushida.
I have a love for Kushida because of his relationship with Scott D'Amore, which is a former TNA booker, and y'all know I'm a big TNA guy. But I do love Kushida. I think he's more so on this like winding down era. So I don't really see him doing too great. But it's always nice to, like you said, he's an OG, so it's always nice to see Kushida. It's always nice.
I think Kushida's here to put a lot of people over, but in that same sentence, I believe this is one of those matches, tournaments, where Kushida goes, I am one of, if not the best junior heavyweight, and I'm going to show you why.
I also think he can do that. It sounds crazy, but he can definitely do it in like a losing effort, if that makes sense.
No, I agree.
Yeah, he can definitely do it because I feel like in wrestling, it's a little bit harder on the losing side to still be great. So I think if he proves and has consistent bangers and he goes out there and takes that, I'm the best Super Junior ever to walk the planet Earth, I think this is the time to do that,
I'm trying to think of like everyone that's in the blocks, and I'm like, it would be great if Kushida pinned this person or tapped out this person. And honestly, I just think as long as Kushida's out there putting out the bangers, you guys won't ever forget Kushida.
Never.
All right, now it's time for me to talk about the bane of my existence. It is, I don't know, like 4-5-time Best of Super Junior winner, Hiromu Takahashi, a former Best of Super Junior winner, former IWGP heavyweight champion, and funny enough, a former IWGP heavyweight tag team champion. So all I could say is, what are you still doing here?
Bruh.
Like, go win the Never or something, dude.
Hiromu is a Best of Super Juniors merchant at this point.
Like,
because I really thought it was done when he won the tag titles. I thought I was like, oh, okay, awesome. He's moving on, But no, he's back.
The best way I can compare Hiromu when it comes to Best Super Junior season, I want to say probably since like 2019. Like 2018, 2019. Actually, no, I'll give him grace. When he beat El Desperado in like 2021.
Oh, I remember that.
Ever since then, to me, Hiromu has been a college athlete going back to high school to play basketball. Because there's no reason why you should be here.
Nope. Zero reason. I'm with you. This is ridiculous. I know it's not gonna happen, but he can take every pin and I would be okay with it. But I know it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, like that's all I really want. Like, let him go like 2 points or 4 points. Like, let him beat Dragon Dia or somebody, and like that's it. Because it's like he's won a heavyweight title already.
Yeah, this is odd.
But there's not much to say about Hiromu, other than hope he takes some pins, hope he puts on banger matches. You can still look great, but you still got to lose, man. And now finally a former. Wait, was it last year? It was either last year or 2 years ago. A former Best Super Juniors. Actually, no, wait, it was. Damn, I'm really trying to remember. Did Watto win last year? Or was that 2022? No, that was 2022. Not 20.
Yeah,
that was 23. That was 20. Despy won last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 2023, Best Super Juniors winner Watto and new IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion, along with he's also a tag team merchant. Watto, yeah.
Watto. You're in an interesting spot. I feel like you was on a very high trajectory, in terms of just being over and just just going up in your division. And then I feel like you kind of got stagnant. I feel like you got hurt though, so it wasn't necessarily your fault. Okay,
he got hurt somewhere.
Yeah. So I feel like it wasn't necessarily your fault, but I feel like you kind of stagnant. So I don't know how they're gonna really utilize you in this lovely A block here, because I feel like they're in a situation where they can go either way, and either way would kind of make sense. Because again, it's not like you didn't get hurt, so he's in an interesting spot for me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Watto when it comes to his push and his placing in the junior division. I think he was on his way to be in one of those positions like I spoke about Akira being in.
Right, yeah.
But
at least I felt like that. Yeah, I agree. I felt like that.
Like where Doki was last year, I feel like Watto could have been there as well. But he did get injured.
Which sucks.
Which kind of, it pushed him back while everyone else kept, running. But I think this is the tournament where Watto might come in second place. Like he might come in second or third place. And I'm not even one of the biggest Watto fans. But I will say he hits a pretty good spiral tap.
Wait a minute. Watto wasn't. Well, was Watto? I guess was Watto hurt last year during the tournament?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, because I'm looking and he was not in it last year.
Yeah, so he was hurt then. And I think if you're a junior heavyweight, the one tournament you don't want to miss is Best of Super Juniors.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree big time.
But we'll get back to A block when it comes back to finals. So now we transition into B block. And
this block is stacked.
Well, the B stands for badasses because there's almost nothing but badasses in this block. So we got the champ himself, El Desperado. We got what a lot of people like to say, the junior heavyweight Unk in Ryosuke Taguchi, or the junior heavyweight grandpa. There's a lot of nicknames, but me personally, for this day specifically, I see him as one half as Apollo 55, with his other partner being Prince Devitt. So happy anniversary to the day Taguchi got turned on. We got Robbie Eagles, the former IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion. We have the new IWGP Tag Team Champion. We got Kevin Knight. I'm still pushing the agenda, guys. MVP, give this man a Hurt Business card. We have arguably top 2, top 3 best junior heavyweights out there. Taiji Shimori representing Bullet Club. We have Titan. We have Sho. We have DDT's Mo. I don't know how to say that name. And then we got that kid with the hot mom, Nick Wayne.
Shout out to Nick Wayne, man.
Shout out to Nick Wayne's mom. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot to say, so I'll speed run this one. Mo, sorry, whichever, representing DDT. I don't know much about you. I'm not familiar with your game, but that's one of the best things about Talk for Glory. When we don't know you, by the time we swing back around when it comes to reviews and whatever, wow, what a guy.
Hopefully we say that.
You know, I said that about Drilla Maloney. I said that about Speedball Mike Bailey. I said that about Kosei Fujita. I said that about fucking Kevin Knight. So, Mo, even though you're part of a different company, maybe I'll say that about you.
We'll keep it quick and sweet. Same thing. Don't know much about your brother. And to be honest, because of that, and because of the block they put you in, you have no choice but to show out. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, just straight ball.
Yeah.
Now we have Nick Wayne. Also, Ring of Honor TV champion, by the way.
Yes, so we will see the Ring of Honor a Ring of Honor title back over there in Japan, which is pretty cool. I love it when companies kind of try to sneak their champions in there. I love that. But yeah, man, shout out to Nick Wayne. He follows me on Twitter, so I hope regardless, also because of the status of him where he's at already, I think he actually is going to do pretty fucking great in this tournament, to be honest with you, honestly speaking. He may fuck around and have a Speedball Mike Bailey run. I don't know who. Maybe you guys remember that. Maybe not. But Speedball had a hell of a run when his first time in it. So I think Nick Wayne is going to be one of those guys that has that hell of a run.
Yeah, honestly, I believe Nick Wayne's just going to straight up ball out.
Yeah.
Like, I could see Nick Wayne going ape shit when it comes to Best Super Juniors. I forgot when I said this. I believe I said this maybe like a year or two ago to one of my friends when we went to a GCW show. It was Nick Wayne and I forgot his partner versus I believe Amazing Red and his partner. I remember for like about a majority of the tag match, I told myself, Nick Wayne and Best of Super Juniors doesn't sound crazy.
Mm-mm.
And now, fast forward 2 years later, Nick Wayne's in Best of Super Juniors. So,
insane.
For you guys that watch AEW or for you guys that watch Nick Wayne on the indies, watch him ball the fuck out.
Simple. Because he's going to ball out.
Yeah, he is going to ball out. I'm sure Christian Cage is going to be watching. He's going to be like, that's my boy. That's my son.
Yep, taught him everything he knows.
You know, I get it. I can name about maybe like 5 people that do a springboard cutter. Whether it's in the corner, whether it's a springboard. You know, we've got our.
I feel like you're about to say something spicy.
We've got our art of finesse. I want I want Nick Wayne to start using the kill switch.
Hey, this is the perfect time to do it. Let's do it.
Like, this would be the perfect time for Nick Wayne to debut the kill switch as the new finisher, honestly.
Agreed. But I'm not gonna lie though. Keep that springboard cutter in your arsenal. I thought you was gonna say something crazy about a springboard cutter, but when he hits the springboard cutter, sometimes that bitch be looking like it's the best in the business. I'm not gonna lie. That may be a hot take, but sometimes he hit that bitch perfectly.
I completely agree. I think in order it probably goes well, I guess Osprey's kind of gone down, but it might go Nick Wayne, Osprey, Chris Bay, Cody.
I am in 100% agreement with that list.
You know, depending on the day, depending on Osprey's feeling, sometimes he'll be number one because he can still hit the cutter like he's a junior heavyweight himself. But I do acknowledge the muscle mass he's put on, so that's why Nick Wayne's kind of up there because he's still what is it? Nick Wayne's 20 now?
I think so. I'm not gonna lie. He may be a little. He may be 19 still. But
but yeah, he's still got that spring. And hey, Weeb, what's up? And He's still got that vibe. And now the transition into House of Torture show, no longer Bullet Club. Damn, it still feels good to say that. No.
Sure. You're just gonna have a whole term of cheating, aren't you?
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
So,
like fuck.
Just keep the clever ways coming, or at least be a little more clever, and I'll get over it because I know that's just who you are at this point. So, I'm just gonna accept it at this point.
You are who you are, but yeah, that's just yes. And then Titan, outside, like pausing his in ring for a second. I need, because New Japan fumbled this. Also, Stardom is also fumbling this. You guys aren't selling Bushi's mask. You guys aren't selling SOK's mask. I need either you guys to start selling Despy mask or sell Titan mask. For the love of God, please. Those masks are fire.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm super surprised New Japan haven't sold the Despy mask. I mean, why? He's a champion. I mean, I feel like it's a no-brainer, but I guess it's not as simple as it may seem, I guess, because they haven't done it. So super surprised.
Titan was in the finals with Wato for 2023.
He was. That was an interesting
interesting year. Like that was a very in your face. We are trying our damnedest to build new stars.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was.
And I love that. I love that.
It was cool. It was cool to see.
So because he's hit finals before, I could see Titan hitting, maybe 10 points. But he's in a block of monsters of hungry junior heavyweights this year.
Yeah. It's definitely stacked, but I mean,
wait, did you give your thoughts on Titan?
I don't have much. This block just looks a little too stacked for Titan to do anything spectacular.
Yeah, like
there's a few other guys I put above him right now, and just thinking about my predictions are kind of at.
Okay, well, the next we have a former Pro Wrestling Noah Junior Heavyweight Champion, a former X Division Champion, a former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. We have a Best of Super Juniors finalist. We have the Bone Soldier, Taiji Ishimori now.
I'm not even gonna lie, Ishimori. If I had to rank my personal favorite Super Juniors of all time, Ishimori is easily in the top 5. He honestly may be in the top 3. My list is very current. Not gonna hold you, but he really may be top 3 for real. But yeah, Ishimori, I love him to death. I just want him to finish the tournament. I just want him to continue to stay healthy, because every time he gets hurt, I get scared because he's only getting older. So just stay healthy and continue to bring those bangers, because I know that's all you want to do. So,
last year I said the following when it came to certain wrestlers, because a lot of people would say oh, this person's already been junior heavyweight champion. This person's already been a finalist. So I'll say this for Ishimori. And it's funny because it was kind of the same case for the finals last year, where you didn't really need to win the junior title if you won this. You just needed to win the tournament. And I think Despy was in that case, because I remember on Discord, Tommy, when Despy lost to Doki, I remember you telling me wait, so he won Best Super Juniors in Beach Show, and then he lost to Doki, and I was like, oh, sometimes all you need left is to win the tournament. And I think Taiji Ishimori is right there when it comes to checklist of junior heavyweights, because again, multi-time junior tag champ, multi-time junior heavyweight champ, Best of Super Juniors winner is on a lot of people's list.
Let's do it.
So, who knows? Taiji Ishimori might do it.
And I don't know if I told you about how you told me that sometimes you just need to win the tournament. I don't know if I ever told you that you was right, but you was right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
but who knows? Maybe by the end of this, we'll see Taiji Ishimori winning the tournament and just checking off that junior heavyweight bucket list. But now we have the jet setter and hopefully a Hurt Business member with a card on his name on it, Kevin Knight, representing AEW.
I love how, so I'm looking at the New Japan graphic, and I love how they just kept the New Japan logo behind him instead of putting an AEW logo behind him. Because they definitely did it for the
LA Dojo boy to us.
Facts, and I love that. Never forget your home, brothers. But Kevin Knight, man, he's gonna bring some bangers. I kind of hope it's a situation where I don't want him to scare someone like El Despy and someone like Ishimori. And someone like Eagles. Like, I don't want him to scare those veterans. I think it's time to where let's put him over some of these guys. Let's see what happens, you know? So that's kind of how I feel about Kevin Knight. So I'm expecting a decent run. I'm expecting some decent wins more so. But yeah, that's how I feel about Kevin Knight. I think this is one of those ones where he marks a lot of like good wins off versus quantity over quality, or quality over quantity, excuse me.
Yeah. Honestly, and Smoove, he pointed this out, that Kevin Knight is a strong possibility to win Best of Super Juniors just because he's been fighting a lot tougher people in AEW. And, you know, sometimes you over-prepare. To put this in like a, let's say, video game reference, let's say you're playing a video game and you're leveling up to the point where you're like, all right, I think I'm ready to face the final boss. And then when you meet the final boss, the boss is like level 40 and you've been training so hard you're like level 65. That might be Kevin Knight here, because he has faced people like Will Ospreay. He's faced people like the Young Bucks. He's faced people like Ricochet. So
I like that. I like where you're coming from. Because of that, he should have a pretty impressive run. So it makes sense.
So who knows? Maybe Kevin Knight overtrained for this, and that's great because there are a lot of great junior heavyweights here. There are a lot of former IWGP junior heavyweight champions here, actually.
Yeah, again, I literally, excuse me, guys. I did a Drew McIntyre. And I tweeted during work. I tweeted this literally during the stream, and I just had to reemphasize: Block B is fucking stacked.
Yes, it is, and I find it interesting that we got two AEW guys in the same block, in Nick Wayne and Kevin Knight.
Stacked.
And now we have the other IWGP Junior Tag Champion, which I did call him a tag team merchant.
He low-key is, though. I was mad as hell in the Super Junior Tag League when him and Leo beat ABC at the time. I was livid. But I mean, I think Yo is gonna take quite a few pins here. I think it's kind of funny that Yo and Show are back in the same block, so we're gonna get Yo and Show again. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you would think that these guys would be on separate blocks and you know, they'd probably like hit finals to like show like, oh, who's the Shawn Michaels and who's the Marty Jannetty here. But no, we're just getting them in the same blocks because fuck it, I guess.
Yeah, I will say this as well. The Yo and Show matchup, out of all the different matchups that Block B is gonna have in this lovely block, that honestly may be my least anticipated.
Yeah, just because like they've never really had a good match.
Yeah. But like every other possibility on this card, like I'm more excited for Yo and freaking Apollo 55 guy.
Gucci.
Yeah, I was gonna butcher his name, so yeah. But yeah, I'm more excited for that than Yo and Show. So that's just where I'm at.
Perfectly fine, because next we have the Sniper of the Skies in Robbie Eagles. Again, he is a former IWGP Junior and Heavyweight Champion. He had, in my opinion, he had one of the underrated runs, as his run was during the pandemic era.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Robbie, man. I don't like you as much as I do Fujita up there in A block, but again, you associate with him, so Hey, I fuck with you. But we'll see. He's another we'll see type of guy.
I remember when he first joined TMDK, and I just thought, my God, this man is a fucking a faction hopper. He went from Bullet Club to Chaos to TMDK. They teased him United Empire.
He did tease United Empire.
Yes, and I believe 2021, 2022 as well.
I remember that.
But Robbie Eagles is, again, one of those names. So if, Ishimori's and the Hiromus and Despies are in the top 3, I think we can probably add Robbie Eagles in top 5. Like, he barely makes top 5.
Yeah, for sure. I think I do think, yeah, he's definitely top 5 because he's one of those names that I think Kevin Knight should beat. He's one of those veterans that I think Kevin Knight should go over on. So, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Robbie Eagles is definitely one of the top 5s.
Plus, TMDK fits Robbie so well. A limb targeting faction with Zack Sabre Jr. being the front man. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So watch out for that Ron Miller special. And back to Apollo 55 guy in Ryusuke Taguchi. Again, the New Japan Gramps. La Viejito, the Lion Mark. You're here to take pins, but you're here to show guys that I am an OG. And now to get to the final man, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, El Desperado.
Hey, call me crazy, but I kept bringing up top 5s and top 3s and whatnot, and guess who's my number 1? Not even gonna hold you. He really is. I fucking love El Desperado, man. I don't know. There's something. I don't know what it is, but I am a huge Despy fan, and if they want to have him win another one, I'm not gonna be mad. Call me a hypocrite because of what I said about Hiromu, but hey, I would not be mad.
I mean, he only has 1 win, while Hiromu has like 4 or 5, so I wouldn't be mad at it either. And
yeah, it's different. I know it'll be back to back, but it's still different.
And I'll point this out. For about the past 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, to me, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship has been so much more interesting than the world title. And if we're, just for a quick second looking at BTBC Wrestler of the Year, I'm probably ready by November to give you an arguable reason why we should have Despy in there instead of Goto or whoever is the junior champion more than the world champion. And to my knowledge, similar
have we
to
had a junior heavyweight in the tournament yet?
No, we have not. And I was going to say, to my knowledge, just like here in Talk for Glory, we have never had a junior heavyweight be in contention for being Superstar of the Year, not even a fighting chance.
I will say this, though. If the list started today, I think, I know Despy's making the cut. If it started today, he's making the cut.
Oh, hell yeah. If right now, rankings right now for like Superstar of the Year, we're in there. I think for both BTBC and Talk for Glory, El Desperado would definitely be in the talks.
For sure. It would kind of be disrespectful if you left them out, and for anyone, anywhere, But that's just me.
He won the junior title in controversial fashion by Doki injuring himself, sadly. But that did not stop this man from balling the fuck out against the likes of Clark Connors, Francesco Akira. I think Kanemaru. Dude had a fucking good match with Kanemaru. Like, come on.
He did do that.
Templado. Like, the list just keeps growing by the day. And since this is Best of Super Juniors, I know sometime around middle of the month, end of the month, we're always asking, like, hey, like, what's everyone's list? I think this might just shoot Despy right under top 5, or he might hit top 5.
He's in my top 5 right now.
Right. Yeah, like, right now he's kind of like in my top 5. But, like, he keeps flip-flopping. Sometimes he's 6, sometimes he's 5. It all depends on the vibes.
Yeah, literally. He's, like, right there for me.
But we've talked about both sides. We've talked about A block. We've talked about B block. But this is one tournament. There are 2 blocks, and there must be one winner. But before we can get to winners, Who do you think comes out of this block? Me personally, after all this talks, I believe, and this might sound crazy, Akira Francesco to come out of the A block.
Ooh.
Who knows? Maybe the A in A block stands for Akira. Maybe this is Akira's block.
I love that. Huh. Okay. I like that. Oh man, I want to do it so bad, and I'm gonna do it. All right. Yep, y'all gonna call me a fanboy. I don't care, but I think with the rise that this guy's on, with the matches he kind of been having lately, I think why not reward him? You know what I'm saying? I think Clark Connors would come out the A block. And I'm a Bullet Club merchant, not at the end of the day. But I do believe in Clark Connors this time around. Ooh, I like it. I'm sticking with it. I'm not changing it. That's it.
Good. That's good. Now that you've gotten Akira. I've gotten Akira. You've got Clark Connors. Now let's turn to the block of badasses. And I've been twisting and turning. I've been really thinking about it. But I got to go back to sometimes you don't got to win the title. You just got to win the tournament. I have Taiji Ishimori winning this.
Ooh, damn it. Okay. New Age Weeb said Kushida and Ishimori in the finals. Okay.
Ooh, that would be good. A Wrestle Kingdom rematch.
That would be. Kind of like, I feel like 2025 has been a big one more time kind of thing. So I wouldn't be mad at that either. I like that Weeb. I do. But for me, and I'm not gonna pick the same guy as much as I want to. But I don't really know how often this happens per se. But if it doesn't happen often, it makes it even better. But I'm gonna go with Despy going for back. Well, let me save that. But he's in the finals.
Ooh, that's actually pretty good. So that means to you, we are getting Clark Connors versus Al Desperado in the Best of Super Juniors finals.
We're getting that rematch. Yep. I'm doing it.
And we are getting Akira Francesco versus Taiji Ishimori as the finals.
I like how we have 3 different matches kind of going on right now. Because even his match is different from ours,
Yeah. I love different perspectives because this is, again, the best of Super Juniors where we have some of the best topics, best conversations. Who knows? I think we have some bad takes sometimes, but...
Hey, I am bad takes about conversation. I guess that's why I'm here, right?
Yeah. But, with those three match scenarios, all we can do is wait and see. But before we head out, I love this question. Tell me, there's 2 blocks. There's an open space on both sides. We're not kicking out anybody. Who, no matter the company, whether it's WWE, AEW, Pro Wrestling Noah, CMLL, who would you add to Best of Super Juniors?
Oh, man. All right, let me think. Because this is tough. Block B is already stacked. There's a lot of guys that I feel like I've said already that I wanted to be in it. I could be mistaken. I doubt I've ever said Nick Wayne, but in my heart, I probably did want him in there.
All right, first,
and he's in there.
Block A.
Oh, Block A, my fault. I was looking at Block B. Okay. Ooh, okay. Who do I want? Oh, I'm trying to think of. I feel like I said Leon Slater last year, chat. So I'm trying not to say him, even though I low key still want him in it. I know it's not possible now, but I would have loved Leon Slater in this. But this is tough. Which is good. They did a good job this year in the participants. But damn, bro, this is tough. I'm not gonna lie. This one for me, it matches the vibe of A Block. I don't know how many people are familiar with this guy. He's also in TNA, of course. I have to throw one TNA guy in there. I would love to see Casey Navarro. He's been showing out on TNA lately. He's a smaller guy, got pink hair, very flashy. For those who may not know who he is, he hangs out with AJ Francis on TNA. He's a part of a little group called First Class. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Casey Navarro, and I feel like it would be good for him because I'm pretty sure he's a young fella, so this would be good for him.
Ooh, not bad, not bad. So I had to think about who I would add here, and I would add. Well, I just had his name on the top of my head. Oh, there we go. I would love to add the Bastard Pack.
Oh,
Formerly a king of the cruiserweights, so who's to say he can't be the best of the Super Juniors?
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
So with that being said, you have, how do I pronounce his name?
Casey Navarro.
Casey
Narveo, I think.
You have Casey Navarro. I have Pac. Weeb has Andrade or El Hilde.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wagner from Noah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Now, let's go into the block of badasses. So, Tommy, who you got? Weeb, you too. Thank you for participating. Love the conversations.
Love it. Who would I want? Because B block is already stacked. So I can't come with no mid name. Like I have to add to how stacked block B is, right?
Yeah, gotta add some heavy hitter.
Right. Let me think.
And Weeb, comment down below who you would add to block B as well.
Yes, please. One. Again, another one. Well, yeah, another one that's not gonna happen. But I'm gonna go tap into WWE real quick. I know WWE doesn't really necessarily have divisions, so depending on how you look at this guy,
they do have weights though, and there are weight classes in the world.
Yes. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how much he weighs off the top of my head, but a Javon Evans in the best of the Super Juniors would be fucking insane.
A Javon Evans versus Nick Wayne sounds like it would go crazy.
It does. And then to be honest, Javon and Kevin sounds like it's gonna go fucking insane.
Oh my god!
And then Despy can show Javon some real strong style. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that can work. There's a lot that can work with Javon being in Block B. So.
Javon Evans and Best Super Juniors sounds like something that's got to happen. For all you guys that saw The Rock wearing a New Japan shirt, no, he's not buying New Japan. But how about he gets Javon Evans and Best Super Juniors? How about something positive?
Yeah.
But all right. So you've got Javon Evans. Weeb, if you're still here, if not, perfectly fine. I wanted this guy in Best Super Juniors last year. I think it would have been one of the coolest times, and I'm pretty sure Johnny will love this. I would love to see Mustafa Ali in Best of Super Juniors.
Yes. Especially now. I mean, he just lost the big feud with Mike Santana, so he's not really in line for that TNA World Championship. So it would have been a perfect time to give him something like this to do, you know? But
so with that being a part of who would you like to add to Best of Super Juniors? Hopefully, one day they are added, because we've added a whole lot of people. Just I can't think of anyone besides the two. So that was for Block A, Block B. All right, man. Hopefully, whether you've watched this year or last year's Best Super Juniors predictions, maybe you've watched Junior Tag League predictions. Maybe some of these predictions will come to reality eventually. But goddamn car. But before I close us out, because this isn't really no real order or anything, first off, Tommy, I want to thank you for joining me here on the predictions for Best of Super Juniors.
It's always a pleasure.
Tommy, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at TommyBTBC. Y'all gotta bear with me now. Like we said earlier, I got quite a few nicknames, right? So you can find me on Twitter at TommyBTBC. You can find me now on Twitch, which I think you guys would love. My first little marathon I plan on doing. It's gonna be a New Japan AJ Styles run. So I'm just watch this. We're just gonna react to some matches. So y'all come through. I wanted this to come out first. I'm not gonna lie, Enigma. I'm low-key using this because it's New Japan. It just makes
by all
sense.
means.
It doesn't make sense. So this has, for me, this had to come out first. But
It fits perfectly.
so yeah, that should be coming up very, 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 very soon at Tommy's Media on Twitch, and I'm on YouTube every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, on the Russell Swat YouTube channel with bad takes and better conversations. Yeah, those are all that's why I'm at mainly.
So, this is coming out on a Saturday, so you know what tomorrow is. That means that tomorrow's BTBC day.
Yes.
But you guys know when it comes to Top Florida, always follow the socials, whether it covers your phone, whether it covers your entire TV. And some of you guys memorize what I said, which I fucking love. You guys know to follow the socials. You guys know to follow Young Smoove at Young Smoove TFG. That's his Twitter. Enigma_V4_ on my Twitter. Enigma V4, that's my Twitch. Enigma V4, that's my Instagram. Enigma_V4_ that's my Twitch. Smoove A1, that's his Twitch. And if you guys play Xbox, you guys can add Smoove at Smoove A1. You guys can follow me. Well, add me at Enigma V4. No spaces, no nothing. And then, guys, remember, Top for Glory isn't here just on YouTube. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I love doing the Top Floor miniseries. What's the next episode? I have no idea. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. But so if you guys haven't already, follow Tommy on his socials. You guys know to keep joining Talk for Glory. Tommy, again, thank you so much for being here to join me for Best of Super Juniors predictions. It's always fun having you for these.
Thank you. I always have a blast. I always look forward to these. Like every new calendar year, I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
Like right when Blocks got announced, I knew, okay, I got you predictions. I need to get Tommy in this.
Yes.
I'm a little sad that growing up there was never a Best of Super Juniors in TNA. I was a huge TNA guy back in the day.
Yeah.
But they have Destination X, so a whole pay-per-view, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that was hopefully one day they bring it back. But I will say this is again just the format that the Best of Super Juniors have and the G1 has is actually one of my favorite formats in all of wrestling. Is better than the single knockout format, all that. This is the best format in all of wrestling. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. Honestly, I kind of hate the single format way. So yeah, I get bored of King of the Rings and I get bored of New Japan Cup. But Best of Super Juniors, Stardom 5-Star Grand Prix, G1, love them. Bound for Glory series, if they ever bring that back, loved it.
Yes, that needs to come back.
Hopefully WWE one day does like a G1 like tournament.
Yeah.
But for right now, be happy, enjoy the listen for the Best of Super Juniors predictions. And Top for Glory always gives the same message, whether it's today, tomorrow, so on and so forth. I hope you guys stay safe, have a great day and or night, because time zones are weird. Enjoy wrestling, and happy Bullet Club Day.
Woo! Happy Bullet Club Day!
And with that, we're going to close out with a special message where it's not Bullet Club is for life. It's not too sweet. It is
Bullet Club is real. Bullet Club is